Hi guys, how are you? I'm Robin, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to this honest review. Now this one is about a brand new fragrance that's literally just been released. It's by Joop and it's Wow. I'm gonna see how wow is wow. Now, as with all my honest reviews, I'm going to work through several different factors in this one. We're going to talk about what the product actually is, the packaging, the smell. Within that, we're going to look at top notes, the middle or the heart, and then the base. A bit about the longevity of the product and the sillage. And the sillage really is, what's left in the air when you're wearing this product. Then looking at the price, and then finally my verdict and if I think you guys should be checking it out. Now before I get going, if you are new to my channel, I do men's style, lifestyle and grooming videos, and I've got a subscribe button just below this video, so give it a click right now. But here we go, Joop Wow. Now if you're watching this video on the day that I just put it up, then Joop Wow came out yesterday, February the 1st. But I went along to the launch, which was last week actually, to see kind of what they were doing with this fragrance, checked out all this sort of marketing and the campaign behind it, and also got to get my nose into it. So I've been wearing it on and off for the past week, kind of just been going to it and sniffing it so that I could just give you a properly honest and rounded review. Now in terms of their campaign, they're kind of skewing slightly older, a little bit more luxe in what they're doing. If you know Joop, then to be honest, I've never really been a fan of Joop. I think it's slightly lower market, and it's just something I've not really gone near. But with this one, they sort of have branded it as something which is just a little bit older and something which is a little bit more luxe, and you can kind of see that throughout. Now you can also see that in their packaging. I really like this. It's so simple and it's far removed from kind of what they've done before. It's this really simple bottle with a black lid, you just pull it off to use it, and then it's got the very simple labelling on the front which just says Wow Joop. When we talk about the smell of a fragrance, we split it into three parts, starting with the top notes, which is what you can instantly smell when you spray it. Then it moves down onto the heart, or the sort of middle of that fragrance, and then the last bit is the base, or the dry down, literally kind of what's left on the skin. Now in terms of top notes, this has got violet leaf, bergamot and cardamom. Now the violet leaf gives it this sort of woody sort of scent to it. The bergamot has got this slightly citrusy punch to it, and then you've got the cardamom which does have a slight spice to it. Now when I initially smelled this, I thought it smelled quite gingery, I thought it was quite spicy, but then you can really sort of smell that violet. And I actually do really like the sort of initial smell to it. It's quite punchy, but it does then go down onto the middle, and in those middle notes of the heart, you've got fir balsam, vetiver and geranium. Now the fir balsam and the vetiver is the stuff that I think you can really smell, so it's quite woody, and that gives it something which I think smells quite masculine on the skin. Now when you go down to the base or the dry down, really what is left on the skin, you've got notes of tonka bean, cashmeran and vanilla. Now for me, the main thing I can really smell in there is something which is quite bittersweet, and that's the mix of the tonka bean and the vanilla. Now I should say, I am a massive fan of sort of like vanilla scents. I love tobacco vanille, that's a big favourite of mine. But really, kind of when you mix all of this together, I actually think you're left with something which is quite nice. It is masculine, it's got that initial punch from the bergamot and the cardamom, then you've got that sort of middle which is quite woody, but I actually do like the dry down, and I think it's something that I'm actually pretty happy to wear. Now longevity and sillage are two separate things. Longevity is really how long you as the wearer, it will last on your skin, whereas sillage really is about other people, and it's how long that smell lingers in the air. For me the sillage is actually pretty low on this. I've worn it, I've gone out and I've come back in and I've not smelt it, whereas with other fragrances that I have, they're a lot more powerful and potent. The longevity is much the same for this. I've put it on and then halfway through the day, I've not really smelled it that much. Obviously it's on my own skin, so it's slightly harder to smell, but I do know kind of from having it on my clothes that it doesn't last that long. That said, if you want to keep it going, then you pop it in your bag and you just kind of top it up throughout the day. A 60ml bottle like this one is £39, and then 100ml is £52. Now this is a lot more expensive than other Joop fragrances, but actually when you look at the market as a whole, this is kind of like middle ground, and it's really what other brands are charging. I'd also say that really with their repositioning and really the work that's gone into this in terms of one, the marketing, and two, the actual fragrance, you can see why it's slightly more expensive. So my verdict, would I recommend Joop Wow? I'd say I've had a real journey, a week-long journey with this fragrance. I was invited to a luxury fragrance launch, I got into a luxury car, saw a bottle of luxury champagne, saw the actual packaging of this and thought, this is solid. I then saw it was Joop and thought, this is not luxury, this is not luxury. However, I smelt it, my head was saying one thing, my nose was saying another. And I really like it. You know, the initial sort of cardamom, the violet leaf, the bergamot, I really like, and it sort of sits well with the kind of stuff I like. Then the dry down, you know, although it doesn't last that long, the stuff that I'm smelling, I really do like. So, would I recommend it? I'd recommend it for you to go and smell, and I think if you like it, go for it. You know, I think this is a solid launch from Joop, and I would say, well done on Wow. But there you go guys, honest review, Joop Wow. If you're new to my channel and you've not yet pressed subscribe, hit subscribe. The button is up there, give it a big click. Also more video suggestions down there, stay with me and watch them. But guys, I'm going to see you in my next new video, which will be Sunday. Bye bye.